Hello guys, how's it going? Hey, back again. Okay, so changing landscape of kink. Previously, and I've talked about this with a few people that have been in the scene for like decades, that a lot of the public play that you get at events and stuff used to only be people that were in fairly involved relationships or with people who have known each other for a long, long time. And we're seeing a lot of shift in public play where, you know, some people will put up boards and say, look, you know like how you go to a pub and you put your coins down or your name down on a board to take your turns playing pool, like in a billiards or whatever, something like that. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's okay, but you know, there's a very limited time that you have for like negotiations and stuff like that and getting to know you. And there's a lot of people that I meet, and one of my friends even who's you know, starting to get a bit more into kink, and you know, I've introduced her around, got her to talk to people, and I said, you know, these people are good if you want to chat to them about X type of play or whatnot. And I made sure, like, you know, let her know that if you need me, I'll be here, and if you want me to spot you while you try something with somebody first time, I will be there. Like, just be there with you, watching both of you, making sure that you're okay, making sure the person who's playing with you isn't like overstepping any boundaries or anything, you know. And there's quite a few people who do take someone with them, but then they go off and, you know, randomly play with people that they don't really know or that they've just met, or yeah, I don't know. It's interesting when I talk to a lot of people who've been around for a long time, and people been around like in the last couple of years, and even new people, how some people, when they go to an event and they expect to randomly pick up people and just play with them. I'm like, so you go to an event not arranging anything beforehand, not negotiating beforehand, and then just go, okay, hey, yeah, you want to try this? I'll do this to you, and let's have a brief negotiation of like 5 minutes of saying, okay, let's do this. That can be a bit dangerous in my kind of thinking, that they don't really know you, you don't really know them, and it's dangerous also from a top perspective, because you really don't have any idea who you're playing with. They could be a really, really nice person who's just having a try out of something, or they could be someone that you would kind of regret playing with for a while. I don't know whether it's a thing about the culture of like social media, you know, instant hookups, Tinder, swipe left, swipe right, you know, and there are things out there, like there is this new app out there that is supposed to help with negotiations so you can hook up with people, so kind of like a kink hookup thing, and that's really cool, that, you know, developed by this pro dom to say, hey, look, these people with kinks around this area, they kind of meet your kinks and what you like, have a discussion. Thanks, Paul. And, you know, have that discussion before you meet them, not just turn up at an event, let alone a public event, and just pick up anybody to play with. It's kind of like going to a pub and just picking up a random stranger to take home with you. It could be really, really good, but then it could be really, really bad. So, the changing face of kink. How long have you been around? Or what have you seen, like the trends in, you know, negotiations, discussions, play, and all that sort of stuff? I've noticed a rise and fall of like needlework, rise and fall of rope, different types of play. And what would you like to see in future? Like, how would you like to, you know, enhance, change, or what would you like to see around the events that you go to and like to see other people do? You know, how do you approach events? Do you approach it as more of like a social thing, or do you go there specifically just to find somebody to play? It's not a bad thing. There's quite a few people I know who do go to events specifically and just play publicly, because for them it's safer. It means that there are people there if anything goes wrong, and less chance of them being hurt. So public play is by all means as safe as you can be, as safe as you negotiate, as safe as you, put in those precautions. So have a think about that, the changing face of kink in however long you've been here, decades, months, days, hours, in any events. Speaking of which, there's getting in touch with your local kink community is very helpful. There's quite a few places. I get a lot of people asking me about, how do I go about finding people to play with, or how do I go about exploring. I tell them, find a munch in your local area, which is basically a whole bunch of kinksters getting together in a vanilla setting and just chatting and meeting and getting to know you. There are actually also some local organisations, community organisations that can also help you as well, and talk about what you need to do to keep safe and feel safe, and precautions you can take. So that's it for, it's a Thursday, it's almost Friday, almost left to go, and then it's the weekend. Hooray! So with that in mind, with the changing face of kink and negotiations and stuff like that, keep safe and have a good day. It's very sunny. Go out and get some sun. Love you guys. See ya.